Welcome to our course, Acquiring Python Coding Skills. So, in this part of our course, we're going to learn what variables in Python are. Variables can be defined in many forms because it has actually a lot of uses. So, the first one is that variables are used to store data, just like your memory, which has space based on the type of value we assign to them. So, it is also a container that can hold the data, any data actually. It can be numbers, it can be text, it can be pictures. The best thing about variables is that its name suggests because the values can vary. So just remember this, that the root word of variables is vary. So that means the values can vary. And that's why we can hold any forms of data in the variables. So we're going to have them one by one as we go along. So for example, you're planning your monthly bill, monthly budget, and you would like to itemize the things that you spend your money into. So, for example, the first one is that the food. So, for this item, you spend $500. For transportation, you spend $200. And for the rent, you spend $50. And for other miscellaneous items, you spend $200. So, as you could see here, the food, transportation, rent, and miscellaneous are what we call variables. So, they can store any forms of data, any value, because we have here number of integers, then any numbers will do. So as you could see, the 500, 250, and 200 here are in green color. So it means they're integers and they can be executed. Oh, I don't mean to say that it's because it's in green, then it's integers, okay? What I mean is that when it's in green, that means it's executable. Because we already have our container, our variables, then that means we can execute this one. So let's execute this. Now, we would like to print. What it means is that we would like to appear the values of these different items, these different variables in here. So let's execute this one so we could see. So here now we have the values of the first one we see here is the food, right? Because the food here is the first one we put in print. Then the second one is transportation, as you could see here, doing the assignment. The next is the rent, which is 50, and miscellaneous is 200. Because we have already assigned the values to these variables, what we can do is we can perform different mathematical operations. What we do here is we assign another variable for the results of adding all of these values. So for the food is being added, or the transpose being added to the food, rent, and so on. And then we print the result. Now let's execute this one. So the result is 950 and dollars. So the good thing about a variable is that you can always change the values. So for example, for the food, what we can do here is that we can assign another value. And the former value here is actually overwritten, and the new value now of food is 60. So let's execute this one. Okay. So maybe you would want to ask me, so what then would be the result if we just would like to print the variable total in this case? Would there be a change? Now let's see if there's a change. So as you could see, it's still 950. The reason for that is we have not added the new value to the first, the three items, the transpo, the rent, and miscellaneous. So what we have to do is we're going to repeat the process, the computation, like this one. So let's execute this one. So as you could see, the new result of the total is 1050. So apart from numbers or integers, we can also put text data into the variables or into variables. So for example, item one, our item one here is food. Okay, so item one is food, item two is transportation, item three is rent, item four is miscellaneous. So these are actually text form. So we can print this one, and we can do the my monthly budget is consist of. So enclose that in double quotation marks so that it will be printed, and we would like to show the different items. So let's execute this one. Okay, now have in there. Or you can also do this one if you would like to see the commas. You can do this. Okay. And here, good. Have this. Sorry, could have this. Now, let's see what the result would be if there would be some changes. Okay, so something is wrong here. So what we've missed here is the comma. Let's put commas after these items. Right, another one here, another one here. Okay, so let's execute this right now. We have in here. Okay, so if we want to put a period in this case, let's make this one more beautiful. So we don't actually need this one. Just okay. All right, you have in there. And let's have period. Okay. So let's execute this one again. Now it's there. This one it's more beautiful. Let's just erase that space there. Okay. This one is better. Now, there are actually some conventions that we need to take note of because these conventions cannot be used as a variable. They can never be included in a variable. So the reason for that is that they have specific meaning. So for us to be able to identify what these keywords or conventions, name conventions are, let's do this one, help, then keywords. So let's know what these ones are. So these are the different Python keywords. So if we're going to use this one, we will get an error. So we have the false, none, and so on and so forth. So you can research what this each one of them means. So for example, we're going to have this. See, we can't assign an error because false, the word false is a keyword, it's a convention. And another one is we cannot also use special characters. So let's try this one. Many plus many is equal to 4. Let's see. So it says we cannot assign an operator. So the operator here is plus. So what these operators are, let's import and let's see what these different operators are or punctuations. Let's say, let's see now. So these are the different operators and we can't use them in the name of the characters or I mean the variables. Do you want to know more about this channel? Just click these cards. We do have a lot of free data science courses for free like machine learning essentials, deep learning mathematics, and a lot more. Here, you can always learn an upskill for free.